I started assembling this kegerator. This Undercounter unit here has the panel ready door. They're gonna have a panel put on it to be able to match the cabinetry. And it has this gap that goes between the Undercounter and the top of the kegerator. Well, luckily there's an adapter that comes with the kegerator now. And what that does, that fills that gap and allows a threaded conduit to be able to go through it so that now there is not an air gap, that all that cold air is going out. It also allows the air blower tube to be able to go straight up to the tower to be able to get that to blow out properly. It's a 3-part, so it has a top flange underneath here that the tower mounts to. Comes with the little screws that you need to be able to mount the tower to that. And then on the underside here is the second part. The top and the bottom here are both threaded. So once you have it lined up, now of course I'm doing this after already installing it because I wanted to test it out first to be able to see how it went together before doing the video here, but very easy. So first thing you're gonna want to do, now of course I'm doing this with one hand because I'm also using the other hand to video, but make sure that your tower is lined up straight. So you want it to be able to be square with where you want it exactly to be able to reside. So I have that square. You could also take a ruler from these screw holes to the front edge of your countertop, and if those line up, then you know that that is square. The other side that you have here is that if you put this too tight, what you're gonna do is you're gonna start pulling up on the top of the kegerator and lifting it off the ground. So just make sure that it's snug, you're not going too tight. If you wanted to, you could put a bead of silicone underneath here or caulking to be able to adhesive that and also seal it to the countertop so that you don't have any spills seeping underneath it. But otherwise, it is a very easy setup here. Just threads on, and then once you have it snug, then you just go through and leave it because you don't want to be able to go too tight to where you start lifting the kegerator up, and then the weight of the kegerator is on this conduit support. So it's that easy to be able to do here. I took this screw out just to be able to show what it looks like. The other side that I had to do is I also had to cut some of the insulation out of the tower to be able to allow the tower to be able to sit on that flange properly. So you can see here what I removed, about 1 inch to 1.25 inches of insulation from inside the tower, so that then the tower, because the conduit runs up the tower here, so making sure that the conduit goes up here. If you wanted to, you could always cut the conduit after you have it set in place, but it's really not that hard to be able to cut this insulation and then be able to have the conduit up there as well. That's how you put the conduit together when you're building up this kegerator.